later. But I want you to understand right now, it's very important who Nancy Pelosi really is. Tehran Nancy. Here she is at a press conference today. Cut 3, go.
Now, in terms of impeachment, you will keep asking me the same question. I keep giving you the same answer. As I said right from the start, we need to see the arena in which we are sending our managers. Is that too much to ask? In October, we put forth H.R. 660, which is a House resolution which talked about the terms under which we would proceed further with the investigation so that people knew.
Now, you see, ladies and gentlemen, the fact is that the Constitution gives the Senate the sole power over the trial process. Period. In this, there is no dispute whatsoever. No dispute whatsoever. Cut 4, go.
At some point, we would hope that we would see from them what the terms of engagement will be. We are ready. We are proud of our defense of the Constitution of the United States. We are concerned that the senators will not be able to live up to the oath that they must take to have an impartial trial. So much for that.
An impartial trial. You can hear her arrogance. You can hear her fascism pouring out of her pores. So much for that. But here's the deal. She doesn't get to tell the senators what to do. And she talks about an impartial trial. Tell me, ladies and gentlemen, is there a single Democrat from the Senate running for president who's impartial about this? No. Many have called for the conviction and removal of the president. Many have said the president has committed crimes. They've said all kinds of horrible things about the president. Are they going to be impartial? No, everyone knows this isn't impartial. Was the House impartial in the way it proceeded? Now, she lies to us, the American people. She thinks you're stupid. She thinks you're one of her constituents because her constituents are stupid. They vote for her over and over again. They must like fecal-ridden streets. They must like heroin needles everywhere. They must like seeing their beautiful city turn into a turd village. Now, here she is again, fascistic, Tehran Nancy. Cut 5, go.
They don't want documents, the documentation. They don't want witnesses.
They don't want witnesses. She's such a sleazeball. She really is. Complete sleazeball. Go ahead.
A dismissal, which is proof that they cannot clear the president of the wrongdoing.
Cannot clear the president of wrongdoing. But she wants an impartial trial, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of a fool is this? Go ahead.
No, I'm not holding indefinitely. I'll send them over when I'm ready.
She'll send them over when she's ready. She runs the country from her little district in San Francisco. She's in charge. Any of you vote for her? She runs the country. She's the president. Now, this clown Adam Smith, not the good one, the left-wing Democrat from the state of Washington, he's the chairman of one of the committees, and he owes his committee chairmanship to Nancy Pelosi. And he stepped out of line. John Berman, the dumb as a doorknob host over there at CNN, asked Smith a question. Cut 6, go.
Is it time, Chairman?
I think it is. I mean, I understand what the Speaker is trying to do, basically trying to use the leverage of that to work with Democratic and Republican senators to try to get a reasonable trial, a trial that would actually, show evidence, bring out witnesses. But at the end of the day, just like we control it in the House, Mitch McConnell controls it in the Senate. I think it was perfectly advisable for the Speaker to try to leverage that to get a better deal. At this point, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And yes, I think it is time to send the impeachment to the Senate and let Mitch McConnell be responsible for the fairness of the trial. He ultimately is.
Now, fascistic Tehran Nancy didn't like that, because rather quickly, Chairman Democrat Adam Smith reversed course. He said he misspoke. That was a long comment to misspeak, wasn't it, Mr. Producer? He misspoke. Misspoke is when you're calling Iran, Iraq, New Hampshire, Vermont. It's not a soliloquy. And yet, that's exactly what happened here. And so, he reversed course. Why? He's scared. Scared of what? Well, here's Dana Bash on the Constipated News Network, CNN today. Cut 7, go.
He's not a lone voice on this. There is a growing frustration inside not just the Senate Democratic caucus, but the House Democratic caucus, Pelosi's caucus, to say, get on with it. We're done with this impeachment thing. Send it over. Let's move on. Let's talk about something else. And the fact that Adam Smith said that publicly is noteworthy, because I got a text from a House Democrat who explained why they're not saying it publicly. And the reason is people are being careful about being public because she, Nancy Pelosi, never forgets.
Oh, fascistic Tehran Nancy never forgets. We'll never forget this, Tehran Nancy. You are a sleazeball of the highest order. You are a disgrace. You disgust tens of millions of Americans with what you're doing to our country and our Constitution. And we never forget either. And we shall not forget. And I'll be right back. It's historic. The things he's saying, the way he's conducting himself. The media wants you to think it's clownish, it's amateurish, it's unpresidential, it's rash. It's none of those things. This is one of the most consequential presidents in modern American history. In 50, 60 years from now, people will look back on this in awe. Forget about the static today. They don't matter. I'm telling you, you're living through history. And you're living through extremely challenging times. And that's the truth. If you're looking...